Hey guys, this is Arsenal Giants PS3 and this is episode 2 of my Superliga. Now we're going straight into some big decisions here. Vito Minone has been offered to go to Brighton for 2 million and Rosicky for 14. Now we at first reject that Rosicky offer, but we do return to it later in the episode. So our first game in League 2, or our new makeshift League 2, is against a Rapid Vienna from Vienna in Austria. Now this is a team which is, let me just turn that down. This is a team which are going to be one of the bottom clubs really in this league structure. I think they're about a 3 maybe, something like that in the league, in the head-to-head. But we go 1-0 up straight away with Marouane Chamakh. Now Chamakh is a player that divides opinion in the Arsenal kind of fan sphere. He's a player that some like, some dislike, but on FIFA he is good. So I will be looking to keep him, as we need someone to play up front really for Van Persie. We need that backup striker, and he's good, you know, showing good incentive there. We have a bit of a half chance here. Theo Walcott just kind of throws one into the area and it's a pretty good save, and then they go on the attack here. Kieran Gibbs just body checking their striker there, and they get a free kick from this. Hoffman takes it and it's a pretty nice shot here. Look at that, good save from Chesney in the end really. Almost went in that bottom right hand side, and then look at this for a counter attack. A long ball forward to Theo Walcott here, pacing away to past their defenders. They don't know what's hit them. Look at that, throws off a challenge, puts in a pretty good ball. Van Persie gets a half chance, and then look at this. What the fuck? It falls to Van Persie and he makes it too, but absolute calamity at the back there for Austria Vienna, and it looks like it's going to be a tough year for those lads as they try to stay in well, I don't think you can even get relegated on this, but they try to, yeah, look at that defended, as they try to salvage some kind of points there. But as FIFA loves to make it happen, so in the 45th minute it's so easy to score, especially after just scoring yourself, and Theo Walcott goes and gets a really nice finesse shot there. Something I'm pretty sure he probably couldn't pull off in real life, unless it takes a massive deflection of a Swedish defender. Lovely finish there though. On FIFA he's a beast. And 3-0 at half time against Rapid Vienna. To be quite frankly honest, I don't think you'd expect anything else really. A 5-star team up against a 3-star team, you should be winning, but they do get another chance here. I mean, if they played their cards right, they could have been two goals good, and they almost did there, but they just couldn't quite curl it into the bottom corner. We get loads of time in the middle there with Arteta, and he finds Van Persie, and on Van Persie's left foot he's been pretty deadly so far, but he misses that, but he does make up for it with a good header. I was pretty shocked by his miss, but for some reason, despite having something like 66 heading, he's really good in the air. I mean, look at that. Somehow he outjumps 2 of them and beats a man on the line and the keeper. And the game ends 4-0, so I was pretty happy with that, you know. It's a good way to start the series and a good way to start the league, especially against some of the easier opposition. You have got teams like Mönchengladbach and you have got teams like Montpellier in the league, so it's always good to make the most of points. Now we're going to the League Cup, and this is one of the games in which I'm going to be showing just the goals. I showed the highlights for the last game because it's, you know, it's the first game of the season, so it was a reasonably big game, but this one not so much. So we will just see the goals from this one, and obviously a bit of the build up. Couldn't get my words out there. Now Toulouse are a team in my league, but in the League Cup it's going to be almost like the Champions League, as you're going to be playing teams from all over the top divisions. So the teams in League 1, the Championship and the Premier League. Now I just wanted to show you this shot. Look how empty the Emirates is. That's absolutely crazy. There's literally about 2,000 people in the ground. Far from reality. Look at that. It's an absolute barren wasteland. But they go 1-0 up, and dodgy defending there from Koscielny, to be quite frankly honest. He really should do better. It's a good ball in the box, and then Revier, I think it is, Revier, in the middle, just with an easy header really to make it 1-0. And I was pretty pissed off. You know, I thought we were going to go out in the cup, and this cup is going to be interesting, but we do get a goal back. Nice work there from Wilshere, finds Van Persie, and look at this. I think it's the Tunisian defender they have, Abounoua or something, tries to show Van Persie on the outside, but we cut inside, and I think I was looking for a cross here. I was looking for some way to put it in the box. I was a bit screwed, and then I just remembered I'm on Van Persie's left foot. Just try finesse, and look at that. Absolutely sublime. And then look at this. This is our typical Arsenal counter-attack goal. Lovely work there from Ben Ayoun, the Ox and Robin Van Persie, and we make it 2-1 with a pretty easy goal there for Robin van Persie. He's not going to miss too many of them. That's a good finish despite putting it very close to the keeper, and it makes it 2-1. And then we go and capitalise on that in the second half again. Look at this run from the Ox, absolutely sublime. Look at that pace, pacing it away, and a nice finish on his right foot. And I really like that goal, actually. I mean, that centre-back they have, Abanoir, he's got something like 74 pace. He's not slow by any stretch of the imagination for a centre-back, but the Ox just speeds away, and it's a really nice finish as well. And then in the 90th minute, they do go and get a compensation goal, basically. Dodgy defending from me. I pulled Koscielny way out of position, and then I'm not sure if that guy was on or off, but he does finish it anyway. But we do win the game 3-2, so we made it a bit harder for ourselves. So after winning 3-2 against Toulouse, we finally have sold Thomas Rosicky. Now for 17 million, that's not too great, but that is some good money for a player that is, you know, getting on a bit. So we've got some money to, you know, put into another player, basically 62 million and a crazy wage budget. We're actually gonna, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the allocation there. We do not need that much wage budget by any stretch. I think a reasonable amount would be about 600,000. So we'll put it around there. 79 million is pretty damn good. So guys, I want to know who I should be signing. Basically, you guys are the key to this series, and because we are obviously in a league which isn't the most demanding, we can allow to give young players games. You know, we can allow to play some of the players who you wouldn't normally see bought in a Premier League manager mode. Say for example players that Tyler couldn't buy. So some really young players would be awesome, because I could be able to start them. I mean, I'm going to be starting the Ox a lot, to see him go up into the high levels, and players like that. So I would love to hear some kind of young good young players for me to buy in this series. So that concludes the start of this series. Basically, this is episode 2. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like, and I will see you guys in episode 3. Goodbye.